Informative classification lesson number 3. Hopefully, yesterday you completed all of your evidence. You got evidence from an article for a pro, you got evidence from the book for a pro, you got evidence from an article for a con, and you got evidence from the book for a con. Remember, it's helpful if these relate because these are going into the same paragraph. So you want your pro evidence to match and your con evidence to be of a similar topic. Now that you have your evidence, we can move on, and you'll click on the rough draft in Canvas, and it should look like this. We'll be working in this section right here today. And our objectives for today are to understand the purpose of a thesis statement and write your thesis statement. When we look at the classification genre chart, it says establishes a clear thesis. In the 6 traits of writing, that's going to be an idea because your thesis is the whole idea of your whole paper. It drives your whole paper. And it's kind of like the foundation of a house. If you built a house without foundation, it would not last and it would not be strong because there's no foundation. And that's exactly how your thesis is. If you do not have a good, strong thesis, your paper will not be as strong. And this is usually found in the last sentence of your introduction paragraph. To write a thesis statement for classification informative essay, there are a couple of steps that you want to go through. First, you want to make sure that you understand the categories, and you guys are separating your topics into pros and con. And then you need to think of what you want your readers to understand about these categories. So, for example, Kira's community seems mostly bad because of the fear, but I want to separate the bad from the good to help my readers fully understand her community. And then you're going to combine and refine steps number 1 and number 2. I came up with Kira's community has both pros and cons due to the fear that is throughout her society. That's what I have so far. Then you need to check, is it specific? All I said was that there was pros and cons, but I didn't say what those pros were or what those cons were. This is again important why the evidence should be related to each other so that you don't have a thesis that's 4 sentences long. So I said Kira's society is filled with fear, which it gives it both pros and cons, such as earning what she has and euthanizing people who do not have perfect health. Did you answer the how or the why? In this paper, I will discuss the pros and cons of Kira's community. That's a weak thesis statement. First off, because I have the word I in there, and we do not put I in academic papers. And again, all I did was mention pros and cons. It would be better if I said Kira's community is filled with fear, which can have the benefit of giving her grit, but it can also have disadvantages of being kicked out because of one's health. This is better than this one up here because I just said that there's pros and cons, and then I listed what the pros and the cons were, and it kind of sounded like I was saying euthanizing people who do not have perfect health was good. So I like this one better because it separates the pros and the cons. Avoid stating a fact. If I just say Kira almost got kicked of her community because of her health, that's confusing because I didn't tell my readers that I am separating the pros and the cons in her community, and that's what my whole paper is going to be doing. So this is my thesis statement. Kira's community is filled with fear, which can have the benefit of giving her grit, but it can also have the disadvantages of being kicked out because of one's health. You are going to be doing this today. You're going to be putting it in this box, and you are going to be typing it in green. And the reason, again, that you're putting it in green, because it's a reminder to you that you are telling your reader what this whole paper is going to be doing. It's your turn. If you have any questions, please reach out.